KKCR Hanalei and KAQA Kilauea, 90.9 FM on the North Shore and 91.9 FM on all other shores, 95.1 on the cable. And the request line here is 808-826-7771. And our toll-free number is 866-275-1112. Our website address is www.kkcr.org, and please send your emails to us at kkcr@kkcr.org. The following show may contain information that is not necessarily the opinions of KKCR staff or members. You're listening to Dr. Ann West with Truth from the Source. Join me every first Sunday of the month while I'm traveling through Europe at 12 noon until 1 p.m. to discuss important life, health, metaphysical, and environmental issues that could affect the well-being of our lives. Hello, I'm Dr. Ann West, bringing you Truth from the Source. If you've just joined us today for the first time, stay tuned. There's probably something especially for you to hear. Every month, I share with you progressive information to assist those of us who are willing to be a part of the world's solutions and not a part of the problem. So stay with us and share in the alternative ways to heal yourself and your world around you. Welcome to Truth from the Source. Welcome to part 6 of the Enlightenment series on Truth from the Source. This episode is called Samyama, Cultivating Stillness in Action, Siddhis and Miracles. I'll be talking with Yogani from the aypsite.org, that's the Advanced Yogic Practice Site.org, and we'll discuss a spiritual practice to add to the practices that we've already been sharing with you over the last 6 months. These teachings that were once secrets of the East. But today, we get to hear and practice them for ourselves. So if you're looking for permanent happiness, extreme bliss, and possibly cultivating your own supernatural powers, then listen closely, because this series shows you the way to these results. It shines a light on the path in front of you, and then the choice is yours, to step on and join the fun, or to watch from the sidelines. I'm Dr. Ann West. My guest is Yogani, and you're listening to Truth from the Source. I'd like to welcome you, Yogani, to Truth from the Source for part 6 of our Enlightenment series. Thank you for joining us for Samyama.
Thank you, Dr. Ann. It's great to be here with you again.
Now, we have covered quite a lot of information over the past 6 months, and today we're going to be talking about Samyama, which, as you've told me before, is the bridge that is so important in this whole process on the path to enlightenment. So I've heard you, in your book, you speak about miracles that abound with this practice. Maybe you could start by telling us what you mean by that. Because I know we're cultivating stillness in action, Siddhis and Miracles. That's actually the title, isn't it?
Yes. And actually, the way the book's Samyama, Cultivating Stillness in Action, Siddhis and Miracles, starts off on the dedication pages with the exclamation, "Life is a miracle." And it's really true, because if you think about it, everything that we experience in life, the great diversity and all of the different aspects of life for us personally and for the entire universe, it all comes out of nothing. It all just comes out of emptiness.
Yes.
And that is a miracle. With Samyama, we are applying a very specific technique for a short period, twice a day, as a part of our routine, right after our meditation that we discussed in previous interviews. And we take the inner silence that we have been cultivating in meditation, and we begin to move it, just the way the universe was created. Like in Genesis, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and everything came out of that." In Samyama, we're essentially recreating that process of creation within our own stillness, with a particular series of intentions, which are called sutras. And we do a systematic series of sutras which are predetermined. And in doing so, we purify our nervous system and we enable stillness to move, which is a sort of a paradox, isn't it?
Yes.
And in moving stillness, we are able to express our intentions, all of our intentions, because we're cultivating our nervous system to do this. We're able to express all of our intentions with much greater power in our everyday life and with much greater happiness and effectiveness. So that's what Samyama is about in a nutshell. And you mentioned miracles. Well, you know, life is a miracle, and as we become skilled in Samyama and its effects, everything that we do in life becomes more miraculous in small ways and also in big ways.
Yes.
And one of the sort of, how should we say, banner things about Samyama is the powers or siddhis that are in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which many people are attracted to because we'd all like to have more power, right?
Absolutely. I would. I know I'm talking for myself.
And we can talk about that, you know, a little bit more later on in terms of, you know, what does it mean to have powers and, you know, can they be abused, that sort of thing.
Now, when you talk about moving stillness, you're talking about that deep, silent space within, right?
Yes. Yes. When we sit to meditate, we cultivate inner silence, and we will first begin to notice that in everyday living as a sort of a witnessing quality in our life, where events are occurring in our life and we're not caught up in them as much as we were before. And with the practice of Samyama, we expand that witnessing quality and we begin to apply it in everything that we do.
Now, how can Samyama help us to actually fulfill our desires? Because we have these wishes and desires that we gather throughout our life. And in your book, you've written it that doing this practice can actually help you to fulfill those.
Yes, it can, but there is a sort of a catch. And the catch is that our personal egoic desires may not be in the best interest of our spiritual development or our happiness. So let's suppose we'd like to make $1 million, and we decide, okay, I'm going to do Samyama on $1 million. And, well, the way Samyama works is you may or may not get $1 million, but what you will get is a fulfillment that is along the lines of your deepest desire for happiness that may or may not be related to money at all. So there is a certain, how should we say, a divine outflowing that occurs with Samyama that has its own agenda that's much deeper within us and which is us.
Yes.
Obviously, just fulfilling our desires on the level of our everyday mental activity is not necessarily going to be in our best interest, because if it was, the world would be a utopia already, wouldn't it?
Right.
Because there are people everywhere fulfilling desires for money and for power and for this and that and the other thing. And as we well know, that does not lead to happiness for anyone, really. So there is a deeper level to this, and Samyama activates that. And
from what I gather from what you've written and told me, that our desires then, through the practice, and not just the Samyama, but the practice of the meditation and the pranayama and all of the other things we've spoken about, the asanas, mudras and bandhas, and even more things that we're going to discuss in future months, there's a purification of our desires.
Yes, that is correct. But not to mislead, we're not giving our life and our intentions over to something that is outside us or that is different from us. We're coming to be in touch with our innermost nature, which is stillness, which is bliss, which is love.